Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our webinar on filling RIT applications. Now it's time to introduce the speaker of the day, Dr. Neeru Mittal, Assistant Professor and Coordinator of Department, School of Law. She is a gold medalist in BCom Honors and LLB. She has her specialization in constitutional and criminal law and has 10 years of industrial and academics experience. She is a keen observer cum learner and has been making regular additional to her portfolio by participation in research-based program. Her other focus area covers business law, IRP, and civil law. We also have one alumni with us from School of Law, Mrs. Megha Biring. Now, I would like to also introduce Mr. Jatinder Kumar Dikshit. He is a highly experienced professional with over 17 years of work experience in various industries. Currently, he holds the position of Assistant Director, Head Department of Tie-ups at Lovely Professional University. Through his career, he has held various leadership and senior to any organization he works. So before we delve into today's session, I want to request if you have any questions or any doubts regarding this session, you can just write them in the chat box and I will try to address them. Now, I would like to hand over things to Dr. Neeru Mittal and Megha. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It's our privilege to be here for the webinar onto a topic that is how to make effective use of right to information. Before I should start with what this right to information is, everybody nowadays must have been observing what's going on into our political arena, as well as what Indian highest judicial court is doing. On 14th of February, electoral bonds, a scheme which was started way back only 5 years ago approximately, where the parties or any person could have given anonymous funds to the political parties, have been declared unconstitutional. And how it has been done? The reason for the same is right to know, that is right to information, which all of us used to have. And this right, where it has been provided, which constitutional provision deals with it, and which of the society member in the country can make effective utilization of the same. This is what we are going to have a focus today. So today, basically, we'll be focusing on the process of filing of RTI application. But before we should go to the process of filing of RTI application, a person should be aware about that what this RTI is, when you can file RTI, where you can file RTI, where, like, can I file RTI onto a governmental body? Can I file RTI onto the Supreme Court of India, High Court of India, or to the lower judiciary? Or am I allowed to go with the RTIs onto the private organization? So we'll be dealing with this aspect also, where you can exercise this right. And then comes why this right has been made part and parcel of the Indian Constitution, why it is considered to be the backbone of the Indian democracy. And the recent example I have just discussed with you, that is the declaration, that is the judgment of the Supreme Court of India of 14th of February, unconstitutionality of the electoral bonds. And then comes how, that is the procedural aspects, that what is the procedure? Are we required to go in physical form? Do we have the online facilities available? That is whether Government of India has provided us any online tool that just at a click away, because nowadays we are in a digitalized era. So over there, the role of online platforms has a major importance. So this is what we are going to have discussion today. Then further, what are the aims and objectives that I have already told? Understanding what right to know is, how to identify the department, which I have already covered with you, how to call for such information, and how to write an effective application, that which language is to be used. Are we required to follow any standard pattern? I have to go to any court or to any advocate to take the assistance for the purpose of writing an effective application. And then come the common pitfalls to avoid while drafting your application. Now coming to the major question, what right to information is. Right to information directly nowhere has been provided in the Indian Constitution, which is the grand norm of the country. All the laws, they have to be according to the Indian Constitution. You all might have been aware about the fundamental rights which have been given in the part 3 of Constitution. And one such fundamental right, that is Article 19, which deals with the basic freedoms for we the people of India. And under Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A, it has provided for the freedom of speech and expression. And right to information has impliedly, through the various judgments, and then later on, the Government of India has enacted an act onto it, that is Right to Information Act 2005, has been made your basic fundamental right under Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A. The objective here is what government is doing for us. We, the people of India, used to recognize our country as the largest democracy. And what government is doing, from where the funds are coming up, we should have been aware about how the government is functioning, how the administrative machinery needs to be improved, what are the challenges, where are the issues. This is what Right to Know help us out. So this has been widely used by the citizens and media to uncover corruption, progress in the governmental work, expenses related information, etc. Now next comes applicability of the act. Who can make use of this? Can we apply it to the governmental bodies only? Of course, yes. This act, it mandates for the public authorities. Now, what are the public authorities? To simplify it further, the governmental authorities of the union government or the state government, they are duty bound under Right to Information Act 2005 to provide timely response to the citizens' request for information. I have focused on to the term here, that is timely response. This act has provided the minimum time period also within which, after receiving the application, the information has to be supplied, and any failure to do so, it will make the act, that is penal. The penalties itself has been prescribed into the parent act, that is Right to Information Act. Moving further, this is what the online code. Now coming to, from where to seek the information. I was just telling you how you can file the information, from where you can have the information. This is the online portal which has been launched by the Government of India. When you will be going to this, self-explanatory the process is, basic information you will be adding on over there, and then it will be taking you to the next portal. This is what, where my cursor right now, it is indicating. You will be selecting the department of the government, and further sub information you'll be providing here, and only an amount of ₹10 is to be paid. And then your complaint, that is your RTA application to the concerned department where you are eligible to go for, you will be able to file for. And the real demo of the same I can give you during the end, that this how this platform actually works upon. And then objectives of the RTA Act. As I've already told you, people, citizens, they have all the rights. If a country has to be a true democracy, then the citizens of the country, they should be empowered enough to question the government. And this act has promoted transparency and accountability in the working of the government. The act also helps in containing corruption in the government and work for the people in a better way. And this further has provided for building better informed citizens. The recent one is electoral bonds. Now, that data has already been supplied by the SBI to the Election Commission. That is on to the portal. We can, go and check who has provided when, how much amount to which of the political party. Because we should be an informed citizen. We should know from where our political parties are getting the funding, whether that is through the, white money, or whether that was the black money, which is the further to be explored for. And then comes, what type of information can be requested through the RTI? Can you file an RTI to the ISRO? Can you file RTI to the Defense Ministry? Then the answer here is no. So it has been provided very much clearly into the act itself that no doubt we have been provided the rights to, file for the RTI onto the various public authorities, that is the government departments of the central government as well as for the state governments. But certain exemptions have also been provided for, because otherwise it might become, or it may turn out to be very difficult for the government to work upon, like information relating to the internal security, relationship with the foreign countries, intellectual property rights, cabinet discussions, they are exempted from the RTI. You are not authorized to file. You all might have heard about the cabinet meetings, which are being conducted by the prime ministers plus the, council of ministers, senior council of ministers like home minister, defense minister, finance minister, health minister, railway minister, and so. So you're not allowed to file RTI application, that I want to know what has happened to those cabinet discussions. No, you're not allowed to. If this would have been the case, we might have filed RTA that why government went with the, surgical strike onto the Pakistan. Then we might have filed an RTA that why government of India suddenly came up with the, currency ban and all that. So there are certain a person should be given the right to know. The answer here is, don't you want to be the change maker too? Did you know that even you can file RTA application? And are you wondering how RTA can help you address your everyday issues? So this next section is going to help you in drafting your application effectively so as to leave no room for ambiguity for the public information. To supply you the information as per the provisions given under the right to information. And at the same time, ensure that all important information sought is duly being received. So, moving further, how to draft your RTI application. It has not, RTI Act 2005 nowhere has prescribed any format for RTI application. Because when it comes to law, already told you this right to information can be explored by any citizen. He may be educated, he may be uneducated. And the basic objective here is to make people, to give people the basic right to know what's going on. So the government intentionally has not made this act too complicated, because if there might have been any prescribed format, if I don't know what this act is all about, it would have become very difficult. Vomiting up onto that application. No, it has information which is reasonable in nature. So the objective of writing an effective RTI application is simple. The other person from whom you are seeking application, whether he is able to understand that what you are getting out of it. Let's say you are going to a mall, you are placing order, I want to have this, but you're not able to make other person aware. The person who's a salesman that is the PIO, that this is what, sir, I want to have out of you. And for that purpose, your application should be drafted following certain do's and don'ts. But before that, you should be well versed with that who all are allowed to make an RTA application. A foreigner who is residing in India, is he allowed to avail RTA benefit? The answer here is again, no. Who else can go for? Then who else here stands out for? All the citizens of India, including NRIs. There's a thin line difference between the Indians living abroad and the persons of Indian origin. My forefathers, they might have their origin in the India, but I might be the citizen of US, I might be the citizen of Canada. In that case, I won't be having the right to, seek information under the RTA. But in case I'm the very first generation, that is, I am an NRI, non-resident Indian, then I have all the rights to, have information which all the other citizens of the country has been provided for. So moving further, language. Which language? Has it to be English? Constitution of India has prescribed 22 languages as the, official languages of the, as per the Indian Constitution. So are we required to go for only those 22 languages, or has it to be in English only, or has it to be in Hindi only, or can it be in any official language of the state in which the department lies? So the answer here is RTI Act nowhere has provided for the provision to demand answers in the language of your choice. You can write application in any language. It may be English, it may be Hindi, it may be Gujarati, it may be Tamil, the language which you are comfortable into. But there is no such provision in the RTI. Please be very careful here. You can write your application in the language which you are comfortable into. But I'm repeating again, you cannot force the authorities to give the reply in the same language into which you have written the application. So what will happen in this case? You have written an application in Gujarati and the officer is supplying you the information in Punjabi. How the things will go here, how the things will get, started here, whether the purpose of filing an RTI here has been, fulfilled? No. So under those circumstances, what is to be done? So you file an RTI application. This is what the example I've given. In the Municipal Corporation Gandhinagar in Hindi, the PIO, he is giving you the, reply in the Gujarati. So what you will do here? The courts, Indian courts and the commissions, that is the RTI commissions, they have laid down in several judgments that information should be given to the applicant in the language he understands. So therefore, it is advisable to keep two things in mind while choosing the language of your application. Always write your application in the language in which you wish to receive a reply. Let's say I wish the other person to give me a reply in Punjabi. So in that case, I will try my best that the application which I'm writing in Punjabi or the Hindi, the language into which I'm comfortable in, and the language which I am expecting the PIO is also comfortable in. And as a precautionary measure, it is always advisable to mention in your application clearly the language in which you seek a reply. In that case, PIO will try his 100% best to give you the reply in the language which you are comfortable in. But sometime you are asking for the documents also from the right, PIO officer. In that case, whether PIO is duty bound to translate those documents in the language which you have understood, then the answer here is no. The documents will be supplied to you in the same language in which they are there with the PIO. Let's say the document is in the Urdu language, and the language into which you have filed an application and the answer which you are expecting here is Hindi. In this case, whether PIO has to translate those documents which are written in Urdu to the Hindi, then the answer here is no. So it is only the reply which can be given in the preferred language, not the content of the documents sought over there. Now, moving further, we have just talked about the language of, first we talked about the format, then we talked about the language, and now coming to what beyond this has to be there into that application. Addressee and address. Obviously, if you will not make the other person aware who you are, what is your address, how the person will supply you the information. You're placing an order and you're not giving your whereabouts, whether you will get the order. Never ever. Same here is the case. You must address your application to the PIO of the department which is likely to have the information you are seeking. It's not that you want to have an information from me and you're filing an application to somebody who is sitting in the Kerala. Obviously, the person who is sitting in the Kerala is not even aware about the things which I possess. So you should have been very clear here to whom you need to file your application. And the address of the concerned public information officer must contain the details of the department, that is the name of the department, the address of the department, the city in which it is located. And to help you out here, majority of the organizations onto which this RTI Act is applicable, they are duty bound to give the name of the officers onto their official websites, because I already told you that, this is a digitalized era. Every information just a click away. So majority of the organizations, they are duty bound to provide the name of the officers who have been designated as public information commissioners on their website. So it becomes a bit easy for me to locate where I want to file an RTI. And it is always advisable to address the application in the name of the PIO whenever possible to ensure that your application reaches the correct department. Because let's say you want to file an RTI onto the Government of India. Now, Government of India has different departments over there. You should be very much clear over there that to which department you want to refer. It's not that you want to file an RTI to Department A, but you are addressing your application to Department Z. In that case, you are going to get troubled. But again, there is a solution. Before that, I'll be discussing one another aspect, that is name and address of the applicant. I've already told you that it is very much required if you want to, receive the information as soon as possible. You have to provide the details, that is name and address of the applicant. You must write down your name, your postal address, the PIN code, and if possible, try to mention your contact number also. And make sure that all the information provided is accurate enough, because in case it is incorrect, you will never ever get the reply from the they will be sending you the reply, but you will never get, because the address and the location was not correct. So what does this act provide for? This act, it gives the right to information only to the citizens of India, which I have already covered. Now, citizens, I have one another aspect here to cover. You all might have heard about the artificial persons like companies, corporations, associations, NGOs, societies registered under the Societies Registration Act, various, trade unions and all. Now, the question here is whether they are citizen. To some extent, they might be considered a citizen as per the various provisions of the Indian Constitution, which right now I will not touch. Then the next question is, are they allowed also to file RTIs? Like whether Reliance can file RTI, whether Satyam can file RTI. We have renowned NGOs. Can they file RTIs? And the answer here is no. It is only an individual, it is only a citizen who is authorized to file for the RTI. The companies, the associations, the corporations, the societies, the NGOs, they are not at all allowed to file for the RTIs, because they are not considered to be citizens for the purpose of filing RTI application as per Right to Information Act 2005. But however, if the application is made by, because all these companies, organization, I already told you, they are the artificial persons. They are being represented by their employees or office bearers. They have the right to file for. I'll repeat again. If the application is made by the employee or office bearer of any corporation, association, company, NGO, indicating their own name, and such employee, office bearer is a citizen of India, then information may be supplied to him or her, depending upon to the circumstances, the nature of information which he is seeking for. And in such cases, it would be presumed that the citizen has sought information at the address of the corporation. Now coming further, particulars of information required, how you will mention. The next field of your application should be particulars of information, like subject matter, the content over there. And this is perhaps the most important segment. Let's say I want to write an application to my school principal for, that I'm not able to come to the school because of, wedding or any other, I'm not well. And so the content over there has to be mentioned very clearly, that for what purpose you are going to make a request. So in this section, you must break down all the information sought in a systematic manner so as to ensure that the reader is able to understand accurately what you want from his department. And for convenience, you may divide the segment into different heads, like subject matter of the information. In this section, what you will do, the kind of record you are seeking for, pertaining to what, whose records you are seeking for, concerning which department you are, seeking the information. Let's say, please give me a copy of the contract signed by the Messrs. Akhil Bharatiya Amrit Party Bhavan Samiti to operate and maintain the public toilet in Jagdamba Camp in Sheikh Sarai 1, New Delhi, 17. So this example has covered everything, the kind of record, whose records, concerning which department. So please be very careful while, coming to the main important part, that is the content of your application. And if you will further furnish the period that for which period you are seeking for the information, it will make, the furnishing of information much more easy. You must mention the period for which the records are sought, like 2012 to 2013, or it might be 2012 to 2023. So the objective here is, because the departments, they might be having a bulky information. It might not be possible for them. Let's say you are asking for information of, last 70 years, it become very difficult under those circumstances to provide you the information. So you have to be very, very careful with respect to the period for which you are seeking for the information from the concerned authorities. The period should be a genuine one over there. It should not be, unattainable, that you're seeking information for the last 70 years or 50 years, that what government has done with respect to a particular task. Now then come, how you want that information to be furnished to you. You want that information, by way of post or in person. That again, you have to mention while, writing your application. You have to mention that whether information sought by you should be furnished to you in person or by post. And then further, very important point, whether inspection of the document is sought. Now, what this aspect is all about? If you wish to view the documents, I have already told you that I am filing an RTA. Let's say I want to have certain documents from the municipal corporation, that how much, funds they have spent during the COVID, how much amount they have received from the governmental bodies and for the particular specific, let's say, for the purpose of, purchase of the COVID kits and all that, and how many COVID kits out of that amount has been utilized. You wish to verify those documents. So you need to mention it clearly over there, that you have to say yes to taking an inspection of the documents, and under those circumstances, it becomes the duty of the public information officer to give you a suitable time and date to come and take the inspection. So who has this inspection right? Whether the PIO or you? Answer here is you. I'll simplify it further. You want to verify the document in any of the department. So under those circumstances, you will make the PIO aware, sir, that I want to inspect these documents. So in return, PIO will ask you, it will give you the suitable time and date to come and take the inspection, so that the ultimate objective of right to information, that is right to know, can be attained for. So therefore, if you want to inspect, who will make the other party aware about? It is you. A mother don't feed a baby unless and until a baby cry. Same here. If we will not make the things clear, how the other person will know that whether we wish to inspect the documents or not. So it's up to we, how beautifully, how smartly we are making our application, how, in an intelligible manner, we are making the other person aware that what I wish to have out of him. Moving further, fee payment. How much fee has to be paid when you are filing an RTA application? Rupees 10, rupees 100, rupees 500, rupees 1000. The answer here is only rupee 10. And again, here we have exemption. That exemption is of BPL status. That if you are below poverty line, that means don't you have the right to information? Then the answer here is no. You also have the right to have the information. So if you are below poverty line, and while filing that RTA application, whether offline or online, if you are going online, you will click onto that checkbox. You will be uploading the certificate which you are having from the concerned, administrative body of your respective area. You are not required to make any payment of rupee 10. But in case you are filing your RTA application in an offline manner, so how you will, give your status over there that I belong to the BPL category. So under those circumstances, you have to, attach over there as an annexure your certificate as a proof that yes, I belong to this particular category. And then in that case, you are not forced to pay rupee 10 as a fee for filing the right to information. Now moving further, let's say I'm a normal individual who don't know exactly which department I should file the RTI, or who is the exact person to whom I should file an RTI. It happens in n number of times. Even many, well-educated people, sometimes they do mistakes by filing the RTI to the correct PIO office. So under those circumstances, what will happen? Whether your RTA application will get rejected altogether by the person who will claim that I am not the concerned department? The answer here is no. Under those circumstances, let's say you have filed an RTI to me, which is not relevant to me, but it is relevant to some another department. So what I have to do within 5 days of the receipt of that application, I have to transfer that application. I have to, shift that application to the concerned department. And in case I will not do so, under those circumstances, there has to be certain, penalties to be imposed onto the concerned officer who will not, transfer that application to the correct department where that application was supposed to be filed for. Moving further, what points you further remember? What you should remember? You must provide the place. You must provide the place where your application is written and date on which it is written. You must end the application with your signature and the contact details. And it is necessary that you give correct phone numbers and the emails, as I have already for example, I have already told you that if you're below poverty line, if you're filing offline application, you have to, attach over there. You have to enclose below poverty line certificate with your application. And in case you won't belong to that, you're filing for the offline. In that case, you need to attach a check or a demand draft or rupee 10 note over there in the form of cash. And it is very important to, remember Section 6, subsection 2. Now, what this Section 6, subsection 2 provides for? That an applicant making a request for information shall not be required to give any reason for requesting the information, that why I wish to have that information. Nobody is authorized to ask me that why I am asking this information from the public information officer, or I can't be forced to give any other personal, details except the ones which are required for the purpose of contacting me. I am not required to mention over there that whether I'm married, whether I'm single, how much qualified I am, who all are there into my family, how much, income I have. No other details can be forced onto you. Only and only the details which are required for the purpose of contacting you. So please, in case you are filing an RTI and the concerned PIO is forcing you to provide the other information and he is rejecting your application on these, vague grounds, then you can go to the higher authorities. You can file the complaint also. Moving further. The do's and don'ts of writing an effective application. What are that? The primary focus while writing an application should be to get the information from the public authority. Normally what happens, when we used to write RTA application, we lose track of what it is we seek and start focusing on how to stop wrongdoings, how to penalize officials and the corrupt contractors, how to make the authorities answerable for the negligence, or asking the authorities about their opinions on particular issue, application, or on law itself. Is it this the objective of the RTA? Then the answer here is no. If we mention such issues, our application may turn out into long stories full of allegations and accusations, and focus on to the information that we seek, get lost into that, lengthy draft. And RTA authority is not the decision-making authority. They are not answerable what others have done, nor they are the authorized spokespersons of the public authorities from which the information is required. Hence, no useful information can be gained by asking questions about legal or other kind of opinions. Please make sure that while filing RTI, while drafting RTI, your focus is only right to know what has happened. Don't ask about, legal or other kind of opinion. Sir, what is your opinion onto this? What is your suggestion onto it? What legal remedy I can go for? No. Our ultimate goal here, no doubt, is to curb corruption, to stop the continuance of offense or some other, bigger need. However, when writing application, we must first ensure that we get the information and only then process it to meet our needs. RTI is to be used only for the purpose of seeking information. Have information, then proceed ahead. You want to go for the case, you can go for. But you will not be making the public information officer, responsible that You have to give answer to this, why this has not happened, why this has not, been done. Have information and then proceed further the action according to the, facts and circumstances. So here are some tips that will help you to draft your application precisely and effectively. What they are. Give the details of documents, sort clearly. Do mention what you want to have. Don't make the other person, mad at what a person is asking. Always keep your application short and specific. Be minimalistic so that PIO is not overburdened and he feels happy that, okay, fine, this is what has been asked, and he feels happy to give you the information. You can ask for the information, but not for responses and the reasons. Know when to ask for inspection and be explicit. Be very clear why you want to go for the inspection. Do your homework first. This is the first, fundamental principle which everyone of us should follow. We need to do our homework first, and then we have to complete all the formalities. That is, while it is easy for you to expect all the paper sort to come to you and for information to reach to you within 30 days, the minimum time period within which information has to be, provided, then it is necessary that you ensure that you have left no work unfinished from your end. Therefore, it's your duty that you ensure that you have taken all these steps in a dignified manner so that the other person can supply you. So first, read and know. You should be first aware about it, what you want to ask, why you want to ask. Then pay the requisite amount of fee. And then the third one is send the application. It could be, sent by AG or by speed post, or you can, avoid submitting in person. You can avoid couriers also. The choice is yours. You can go with the applications online also. Okay. Moving further. Don't write frivolous applications. Don't, plead to get information. Do not ask questions requiring, lengthy responses. Do not write down your complaints or grievances. Please, I've been focusing again. Seek information. This is what the objective of right to know, that is right to information, is. Do not infringe the privacy of others. Do not ask for the opinions or ask for the information. Do not ask for the opinion. That means you should only ask for the information. Don't confuse with the vague expressions and the terms. Don't put the information officer to sleep. And I hope that I'm not putting you guys to the sleep. And the last one, do not send your first draft immediately. Do your homework first. Make it readable, make it understandable. And then if you're filing your RTI application, the other person is duty bound. He has for sure to provide you the information. With this, I hope I have attained the objective which I was, started with, that to make you guys aware that what RTI is and what is the process of writing an effective RTI application and what procedure we need to follow for filing an RTI application. I have, used the do's and don'ts, and I hope in near future, whomsoever would like to file for this RTI application will try to make maximum utilization of this, presentation. And one thing more, the point which I would like to mention here is, do we have age restriction over here that who can file for the RTI? Whether a person of 9-year, 10-year, 20-year, or whether a person above 60-year, is he allowed? Then no such age limit has been provided here. So with this, I would like to, hand over further to the concerned coordinators. Simar ma'am, do we have you here? Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am. I'm available.
Okay, ma'am. So that's all from my side. Any queries related to the topic in hand?
Would Mega ma'am like to start the session, or shall we proceed further?
Mega ma'am, what's your opinion? Would you like to add on?
Yes, ma'am, as Dr. Neeru ma'am has provided us a full-fledged information, with regard to that. So certain things we need to keep in mind, that our information should be short, sweet, and precise. The question which we are going to ask, so that it should be very much clear and it should be giving the apt answer to our query. And it's again, as ma'am has rightly pointed out, that it is just for the we are not supposed to or we are not supposed to infringe the privacy of others under the tool of right to information. So rest all ma'am has very elaboratively and in a very expressive manner explained, as she always does. Thank you, ma'am. So
Thank
that's
you,
all
ma'am.
from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, Neeru Mittal, ma'am, and Miss
Thank you,
Megha for
ma'am.
sharing your valuable insights and expertise with us. So, just we have few questions from our students today.
Sure, ma'am.
Our first question is from, just let me, from Gaurav.
Okay, ma'am.
So, how does criminal law different from civil law, and what are the key elements for each?
Okay, how does civil law differs from the criminal law, and what are the
What are the key elements for each?
what are the key elements for both of them? Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, we basically have one broad category of wrong, and wrongs they can further be categorized into two parts. One is civil and the another one is criminal. When it comes to the civil wrong, over there normally imprisonment is not a rule. Over there we either go with the liquidated compensation or the unliquidated compensation. But when it comes to the criminal law, over there we have the concept of the penalties in the form of the imprisonment over there. The basic difference, the further basic difference between the civil and criminal law is, in the criminal law, mens rea and actus reus, that is your evil intentions, what you have into your mind, with what intentions you want to commit a crime has been mentioned, and it has various other further elaborative fields associated with it. But when it comes to the civil law, basically it deals with the wrongs which are less grievous in nature. They are in between the parties itself. And when it comes to the criminal law, basically the crime is considered to be against the state only. Even if A has murdered B, state by default is going to be the prosecution in this. I hope I have made the point clear.
Gaurav, I hope your doubts are clear.
Mhm.
So we have one more question. What are the career options available after BA LLB?
Now, for this, I would like to refer to the Mega ma'am. Mega ma'am, can you please answer?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, guys, as I'm an alumni of this university, so being after completion of your degree, 5 years course or 3 years course, whichever it is not just limiting us to the litigation. So we can always have a hand on litigation. So if we have nothing to do, or we have exhausted all the options that are available, that I'm going to tell you right now, we still have a litigation. Any time, any day, we have that tool in our hand. Besides that, it gives us the opportunities to appear for the various competitive exams. Like one of our alumni has cleared the judiciary exam, so for that we need to prepare well. Besides that, the option for professorship, being into the academics and being into the research, we can invest more. Besides that, it not only limits our options to within the jurisdiction of India, but also beyond India. So besides the fact that we can go to abroad for our further studies, various universities like School of Law is being into the connection with the International Affair Department. They do provide us the opportunities for the work permits also, even on the basis of our legislations that we have studied. Like laws of UK and laws of India have a various similarities, so we can go and work there. We are not talking here alone about to seek the further education, higher education, but one of our alumni is right now working in the legal firm in UK. That's also, his name is Saurabh Mulani. He's right now there in UK. So various opportunities, not only in India. Then we can go for the JAG services in military domains, and then we can also opt for the other branches. So doing law, for example, when we go for the medical field, we are just limiting ourselves to the medical field. A medical student or a medical professional can never work in the administrative department ever. for the any other field. But similarly, the option for the legal professional is always and always available and opening up the doors for several other departments besides law. You can serve every department, whether it's government or private, has a legal department, has a legal cell. So we can post our services there as a legal advisor. We can be into the administration also, like a policy makers or a framework, policy framers. So it not only limits our this ambits or within the domains or spheres within India. We also have opportunities outside India. We can practice litigation, we can go to the judiciary services, we can serve in the JAG, we can serve into the academics. So it opens up ample of doors for us. So I
Thank you,
hope.
ma'am. And we have one more question from Nandini.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
how studying law in LPU is different from another other universities?
Again, over to you, my alumni here. The perfect answers
Yes.
we'll be getting from the ma'am here.
So again, since I have been I have experience here of being a student here, and also before getting into the job, I have served prior serving to LPU. Right now, I'm also working here. So prior serving to LPU, I have served in the colleges that are affiliated to Punjab University and Guru Nanak Dev University. So the atmosphere which I have find there, like most of the students, even our students also, Niru ma'am, crib 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5. Even when we used to be the students, we used to be the same.
Yes.
But we were the first batch. We have even sat for 8 to 6. 8 a.m. in the morning and 6 p.m. in the evening. So, but this again, as ma'am has also incited in one of her lectures, that this makes us this makes us to sit. This gives us a good habit of sitting, which is very very important, which every individual after passing out in LPU, after from LPU, will realize that this will help you to fetch the your goals in clearing out the competitive exams. Like when I was preparing for my UGC exam, it demands the 6 to 7 hours sitting. And if LPU trains us in such a manner, it's just a second school. It's once we pass out our 12 grades, and then we again come to LP. When then after that we come to LPU, it's just a second school. Students entirely throughout the semester are engaged. Yeah, just a couple of days ago, their midterms have got over, and the very next day the classes begin. Although we need a break, but the teachers also keep the students on ease, so we do not start with the very next day. Okay, so but slowly and steadily we make the pace in such a manner that syllabus should get finished on time. Besides that, being a student, every individual is cribbing. But this is what I have learned through my experience, that after completing our education, after getting our degree, it will give us a good opportunity that yes, it was a good method of teaching. So after midterms, right after, we have started our classes, then again continuous assessments, then running till the end term exams. After the end term exams only, then we have a break, and then we give our students a practical exposure, engaging them or pushing them to serve in a good and a better institutions as an intern. That will also, so since we are guys offering here as the regular degree, for a person, for a student enrolled in a regular degree, we can't work, we can't do work, and without work we can't make our experience. So what gives us the experience? That is the internships. So simultaneously, LPU School of Law focuses not only on the academics curricular, but also co-curricular activities through internships. So internships are also not again limited to the courts. We have made our students to walk into the NGOs. We have make our students like first year, second year, since they have not even studied the procedural laws, we even make them to serve in the State Human Rights Commission Chandigarh, National Human Rights Commission Delhi. So this is not limiting this affair. So it always, School of Law always gives the wings to the students to grab the opportunities. Rest is upon the student how to take that opportunity. I think this is how my journey has been here, and this is what I'm imparting to my students as well, in the form of sharing my experience.
So I think everyone have got their answers from Niruman and ma'am and Megha ma'am. So now I would request Jatinder sir to be on screen. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Simrit, for a lovely introduction at initial stage. So indeed, it was a very insightful session delivered by Dr. Neeru ma'am on RTI process and
Thank you,
Mrs.
sir.
Megha,
Thank
Mrs. Megha, who like being an alumni, shared her experience with the audience. So often we receive a query in division of admissions that what category of students should opt for law as a career. So we receive these kinds of queries so much. So if as a student you are young, dynamic, confident, and like you are vocal in nature and you love to debate, I understand that students love to debate, when especially it comes to debating with parents and teachers. But debating only quality is not it only not required. If you have ability to support your debate by facts and logic, and this is the field for you, and this is the law is the field for you. So I suggest all the students that if you have these qualities, then you can definitely opt for a you can pick a law as in career and for your higher education. So here, like from here in LPU, we offer various law programs at UG and PG level under School of Law. So, Nirma, I'll request you, like, if you can unshare your screen, I'll
Yes, sir.
share my screen.
Yes, sir. Just a second. Mhm. Is it fine, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. हाँ जी सर.
Yeah, sure.
हाँ जी, गुड आफ्टरनून सर. आप अर्चना मैम. सर मेरी बात नहीं हुई, मैं पौने 3
Is my screen is visible?
वेबिनार स्टार्ट हो गया सर. मैं तो अभी
No,
भी
sir.
वेबिनार में
Right
बैठी
now
हूँ.
it is
अर्चना
not
मैम नहीं
visible.
मिले आपको वहाँ पे?
Ma'am, is my screen is visible?
No, sir. Right now it is not visible.
उनको बोलो मैडम ये भी अर्जेंट है, उनको बोलो ये भी अर्जेंट है. हाँ
Neeru ma'am, can you just unmute yourself?
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
Okay, ma'am. Now is it visible?
अच्छा
yes.
जी. हाँ हाँ
Neeru ma'am, can you just mute yourself?
अच्छा जी. उनको बोलो जो है वो तो दो ना, कुछ तो दो, हमें आगे दिखाने वाले बने. उधर पीपी सर ने 4 बजे फिर चिक्का मारनी है. हाँ
Simrit
जी.
ma'am, now the screen is visible.
Yes, sir. It is
मैंने चेक
visible.
नहीं करा अभी तक, कुछ भी चेक नहीं करा क्योंकि बैक टू बैक घूम ही रही हूँ सुबह से. फिर कोई बात नहीं. अभी आप मीटिंग में होगे पीपी सर वाली में? अच्छा नहीं, आपके साथ नहीं है. ओके ओके फाइन, नो इश्यूज नो इश्यूज. ठीक, ओके ओके. अभी आप थोड़ी, हाँ अभी एक बारी जाके आप वहीं पे हो क्या? मेरी बात करा सकते हो?
Neeru ma'am, can you just mute yourself?
जस्ट अ सेकंड मैम.
Okay. So here at LPU, as I was stating earlier, that we are offering various law programs at UG and PG level, and under School of Law. So, like the kind of program we are offering, so we need to understand. Let's understand the program first category. The first is at UG level, we are offering two programs. One is BA LLB honors, and the second one is the BBA LLB honors. And both are the duration of the programs are 5 years. And like after graduation, student can opt for a 3 years LLB program. And after LLB, students can opt for a 1 year's LLM program. So these are the various programs which we are offering. So before students need to understand, like if they want to take admission in lovely professional university, so they need to meet the eligibility first. So let's understand the eligibility criteria of getting into various programs. So eligibility criteria for two programs, BA LLB honors and BBA LLB honors, depending upon student interest, whether they want to go for BLLB and BLLB, student need to ensure that they must have minimum 60% marks at their +2 level with English as a compulsory subject, and they need to qualify a national level entrance examination of LPU, which we called as an Lovely Professional University National Eligibility and Scholarship Test. So students need to meet the eligibility criteria. First, they need to ensure the academic percentage of 60% in 12 marks. Second, they need to qualify LQNS examination as well. And same for the BBA, LLB as well. Now, there are, like, as we all know, the for this year, the CLAT examination already happened. CLAT is a national level entrance examination which students aims for getting into NLUs. So there are certain set of students, if they have if they have scored at the national level, if they have scored rank up to 10,000, then this LQNS examination is not mandatory for them to qualify. They can take direct admission based on their CLAT ranking. They can take direct. They can apply for direct admission into LPU in BA LLB and BBA LLB program. So this is a very important thing point to be noted down by the student. So while checking the eligibility, they just need to ensure the 60% in +2, and they need to check their CLAT score as well. So if the CLAT score is up to 10,000, then they can apply directly in admin. We will see how the application process moves further. Now, the second program which we offer after graduation is like LLB program. So here student need to ensure any student who has done their graduation in any stream with 50% marks, they can apply for this program. But here additionally student need to qualify our LPUNist examination, which is LPU's own national eligibility and scholarship test. And for LLM program student need to ensure that student must have 50% in LLB course, plus they need to qualify LQNS examination. Now, after that, there will be a merit will be prepared for LLM student, and merit prepared with the 70% weightage will be given to the your LQNS score, and the rest 30% will be equally distributed on the basis of work experience, publication, and the statement of purpose. Statement of purpose is basically students generally give us a reason that why they want to go for a LLM program for a lovely professional university in a particular specialization. So that we call the statement of purpose. Now, after checking the eligibility, once you have seen that you are eligible for admission into a particular program, the second step comes in is the fee structure. This is very important. Now, here it is really very important to understand for every student. In LPU, every student study with a different fee structure, and this fee structure basically depends upon at the time of admission. We identify students certain talent. So basically the primary concern is the base fee structure. Let's first understand the base fee structure. We take the academic fees semester wise. In a year there are 2 semesters. So if we talk about the base fee structure, any student who are eligible for admission but they doesn't fall into any scholarship criteria, the fee structure for those students is 1,20,000 per semester. This is the fees for those students who are just eligible for the admission based on their eligibility criteria. Now, further, if you score, like I earlier told that we conduct the LPNist examination. So if you perform well into the LPNist examination, then definitely we gives you a certain scholarship. So for BALLB and BBLLB program, we divide the scholarships into 3 criteria. Category 1 represents the highest scholarship, and category 3 represents the lower percentage of scholarship, and category 2 represents the in between. So let's take an example. If BA LLB students, if he secure equivalent to 95% and above marks into LQMS examination, then they will secure a scholarship of 30%. And so the eligible fee structure of the student need not to pay 1,20,000 per semester. Student need to the eligible fee structure will be the 84,000 per semester. So on, if in category 2, student will get up if student will secure equivalent to 90% and 94.99 in their LQNest examination, then we will award them a scholarship of 25%, and the applicable fee structure will be of 90,000 per semester. And further, if we see with the last bracket of scholarship, a student with the 20% of scholarship if a student earns the score in between 80 to 89.9%, the awarded scholarship will be of 20% and applicable fees will be 96,000 per semester. So generally we receive the question from the student side. There is a lot of confusion onto the like how fees is decided. So fee, the deciding fee, in deciding fee, your 12 marks is important, your LPNet score is important, and we provide scholarship onto numerous other criteria also like sports, cultural, defense dependents. So depending upon like any higher category of student, either one, you can apply for the scholarship. So there is one more scholarship which student need to understand. As I earlier told, we take the CLAT score. We take the CLAT score for the eligibility. We also provide scholarship on the basis of CLAT score, how you perform well into the CLAT score at UG, also at for PG LLM also. So the score in category 1, the student who score national level rank in between 1 to 1000. I am repeating, national level rank 1 to 1000. Then the scholarship, the student falls into the category 1, which I earlier told is the highest bracket of scholarship. If a student scores between 1001 to 2000 rank, then the category B scholarship, two scholarship will be awarded. And for 2001 to 5000 rank student in between, they will be awarded with the scholarship of bracket 3. So this is very important, which student need to understand that at LPU, every student studies with different fee structure. So I hope we have made this point very clear, Simran, that how fees and eligibility is decided. So we can move on to the next section, which generally student ask is the what is the test pattern, like what kind of test you will take, what is the test structure of these programs, right? So moving ahead, like student need to understand the second kind of query we receive the okay, but this is the LPNest examination you conduct, but what kind of questions you ask in this LPNest examination? What is the test structure of the LPNest examination? So we need to understand, and we generally ask, there are 4 sections. The total marks will be of 200 and the test duration is of 150 minutes. And we conduct these examination into online mode. Student has a preference to appear in this examination either from the designated online center nearby their city, or they can opt for on if they have a necessary online connectivity and if they have a necessary infrastructure available with them, like a laptop with a better internet connectivity with dual camera, then they can opt for an online proctored mode for entrance examination, and which they can appear from their home itself. So the test structure is for BA LLB student. We will again taken by an example. Like and the test name is integrated law, and we generally ask the 4 section, and we covers English, quantitative and logical aptitude, regional reasoning, and general awareness. All sections are compulsory, and total duration of the total marks will be of 200 marks, and the duration of test will be of 90 minutes. This is what the test structure which generally applies for a student who targeting these particular program. So these are the things student need to take care of while they are doing. And is my PPT is really visible? Like Simit, I just want to confirm that
PPT is not visible over here.
it is not visible.
Yes, right. Now it is visible.
Now it's not. So Simran, at the initial stage, we understood that what kind of programs we are offering, what are the course duration. We talk specifically about the offering of our programs, the fee structure, and the bracket of scholarship. We understand. So the before I go into the segments, we'll understand the university as a whole. The last thing which we will take care while applying their application form is to take care the important dates, because there are certain important dates which student need to take care at this moment. So at this moment, application process are on, and student need to ensure if they want to apply for any of the law program at UG level or PG level in Lovely Professional University, they need to fill their application before 25th of March. So 25th of March is the last date of filling up the application form. Student can visit our website And by visiting our website, choosing their particular program, they can apply for the program. And a student who will fill application before 25th of March, they are supposed to sit into the examination between 25th March to 10th of April. So the exam will be conducted into depending upon the availability of slot that has picked, that they can sit into the examination. So moving ahead, from now here onwards, when we talk about Lovely Professional University, a student needs to understand that we in a university, we have all necessary approvals. It gives a confidence to a student that the university which they are opting for are having all necessary approvals available with them, and so it gives them a confidence of getting into whatever university they are opting, they are getting into the right university. So the highest ranking which university get is A double plus. This is the recent achievement of Lovely Professional University. We recently got a NAC grade A double plus ranking. The secure university secure 3.68 score on point of 4 scale, which is highest first cycle of accreditation among all government and private universities. Apart from NAC A double plus, university has all necessary approvals. Like university is approved with a University Grant Commission, which is the primary body to accrediting body which awards the degree. We have all the sub approvals also available with us. Like for agricultural programs, we have approval from Indian Council of Agriculture, and for education program, we have approval from National Council for Teacher Education. For pharmacy program, we have approval from Pharmacy Council of India. For architecture program, we have Council of Architecture. And more important, for the law program, we have the approval from Bar Council of India. The very important council. Any university who is offering law program, they must need to ensure that their program must be approved from Bar Council of India, that is BCI. Students need to take care of this fact. Whichever university they are preferring for their law program at the UG or PG level, the program must be approved by Bar Council of India. Moving ahead, placement plays a very important role for any university. So here at LPU, we offer a dedicated, we have a dedicated department, which is Department of Career Enhancement, which works on student personality, and they work on their aptitude and the core skills. And by this, we ensure that it is not only important to bring more and more companies into the campus. At the same time, it is also important for a department or for a university to uplift the skill of our existing student at a level that we got a maximum placements on campus and with the maximum packages. So you can see on the screen as well, like our alumni are doing good in the university. Some of the key alumni, they reached up to the package of 3 crores. And there are the LPU students, there are 431 LPU students is selected in the package in between the 10 lakhs to 62.72 lakhs. So this is a university where not only one or two students, they are getting the packages of 22 lakh or 23 lakh. There are close to 431 students. They have got the packages between 10 lakh to 62.72 lakh. Moving ahead, like these are also there are 770 plus students. They are selected. Again, the numbers are getting bigger and bigger in years to come, as we mentioned. Now, moving ahead from the placements, like these are the glimpse of the fewer of alumni who reached up the package of 1 crore. Like few alumni, they reached up the package of 3 crore, and there are more who reached up the package of 1 crore. So these are the rankings. Like university also have awarded the ranking from various agencies, like the World Impact Ranking, who they awarded LPU 23rd among the top universities of India, and so on the various other schools also, like business and economics 2nd rank, engineering the 6th rank. This is so on, like the rankings of the university we are also doing in terms of ranking. Again, there is also another body which is World University. They awarded university with the 2nd rank. So ranking always gives a confidence to university and to students also, that when third agency, they recognizes the effort of the university of the various department, and they rank us on our achievement. So it's always a good factor for university also and for students also. Moving ahead, now it is all about. It is not all about. It is not always about the academics and everything. LPU is known for their extracurricular activities also, because for a strong personality, it is also important. Apart from study, students must engage themselves into various extracurricular activities also. So we encourage our students to participate into, and we have all due infrastructure also available with us into all segments, where we ensure that student should grow overall as an holistic personality by participating into extracurricular activities like sports. And these are the few sports achievements. Like one of the sports achievement which we can recall, that in Asian Games, like 12 out of 13 LPU students, they earn the medal, and the contingent was like the majority of contingent was represented by LPU alumni. Moving ahead, like LPU for winning historic National Sports Award, the first runner-up. And this award is basically conducted by Ministry of Youth Affairs, Sports and Government of India. So again, we are seeing our university students are doing doing good well in the field of sports. And this is the Neeraj Chopra, is the well known to everyone. He is again the alumni of the our university. Now, moving ahead, when I'm talking about sports infrastructure, like we have a good residential uh, campus available with us, and as far as security system is concerned, like residential facility is concerned, we have a full-fledged security available within university. There are 500 plus security officials. They are deputed within the campus to ensure the safety and the security of the student. It Again, we have a indoor sports facilities available with us. These are the claims of few sports facilities available with the university. We have squash courts. We have Olympic size swimming pool available within the campus. And this is the glimpse of the indoor sports stadium available with the university. So there is one important fact I would like to cover at the last stage of my presentation. Is generally students they feel that we receive a query that only students, what kind of students should target LPU examination? Only those students who are targeting admission into LPU? The answer is no. LPU examination should be targeted by any student. Here specifically, I will talk about the law aspirants. If any law aspirants who has appeared into examination of CLAT, and by appearing into CLAT examination, and if they secured any position in any of the NLUs, and if they have performed well into my LPU examination, then LPU provides these students a study grant of rupees 1 lakh rupees for to study into NIT, to study into these NLUs. So this is a study grant purpose also. For study grant purpose also, student can target this LPU examination. And this is not we are providing first time. Study grant opportunity, we are running it from last 5 editions. We have already conducted 5 editions, and we are into the 6th edition. And in the field of law, we have a quota of giving, we are a quota of providing scholarship to 100 students. Study grant to the 100 students who can like apply for this study grant scheme, where if after like qualifying CLAT examination, if they secure their seat in any of the NLUs in any rank, and if they secure well into my entrance examination in entrance examination in top 100 applicant, then they are eligible for the study grant of rupees 1 lakh rupees. So this is how this is thing. And when we are seeing the deliverance, we have already distributed 24 lakh rupees of scholarship in the field of law, and there are 24 applicants who are get benefit out of this particular study grant scheme. Now, this is the thing, like this is how important points I just want to bring into your notice. And now moving ahead, I would like to cover the last thing, like how student can apply into lovely professional university. If they are like they have made up their mind that they want to apply for lovely professional university, then how they can apply for lovely professional university.
Your screen is visible, sir.
Okay, my screen is visible.
Yes, yes,
Right.
sir.
Okay. Simple student need to, what they need to do, they just need to visit our website, which is lq.in, and after that they need to visit into the admission section. When student visit onto the admission section, then student can go into the regular program section, and there they can opt for which category of program they are opting for. As we are offering variety of program, and which category of program student opting for. Let's say, for example, if a student want to go for the honors program, the student can opt for the honors program, and after moving into the honors program, yeah, student can select the field. Like as today's session was in the field of law, then if a student want to apply for a law program, they can click into law field. As here it is showing that at after +2 level, that student can select their last qualification also from by dragging this. Like whether a student is of after +2 or after graduation. If a student is after like let's say graduation, let's say then if he is from graduation, student can further select these, and let's say after +2, after clicking on law, student can go for BLLB, and all the necessary information which we discussed into this particular session. This is available into onto this particular page, and after that, student can like after reading all the information on the page, student can apply for the happiness here by reading all the information. There is a tab available over here, that is apply for LPNS program. By clicking onto LPNS program, student can apply for the LPNS program, and student will be diverted onto the login. Like you can see this pop-up window. Student can fill their basic information, their name and every information, submit there, and the dashboard will be the open, and student can apply for the LPNS program. So this is similar. That's it from my side, and I hope the information which is delivered into this particular section, as far as the eligibility, fee structure, additional sports facilities, and the how to apply for the this particular program, it might be helpful for you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your guidance on admission. So, experts, your year of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way produce one of the most wonderful afternoon for all the attendees. On the behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I would like to thank you all for your insightful presentation. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided in this webinar to take a better decision regarding your admission. I am obliged and once again thankful to Dr. Neeru Mittal, Mrs. Megha, and Mr. Jatinder Kumar for strengthening the platform.
Thank
so
you,
much.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.